everybody, it's me again. It's Star again, and I have a book today called Hitler's Last Days by Bill O'Reilly. I will read you the first couple chapters of it, and I will make a part 2 tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed this book, because I so far really enjoy it. You will. Okay. I hope you all will enjoy the book as well. Once again, Part 1, The Wolf's Lair. Chapter 1, The Wolf's Lair, East Prussia, October 21st, 1944, 9:30 a.m. In 190 days, the wolf will be dead. Today he limps through the woods. Autumn air is chill and damp. As he does each morning at just about this time, Adolf Hitler, Führer of Germany and leader of the Nazi Party, emerges from the artificial light of his concrete bunker into the morning sun. He holds his German shepherd, Blondie, on a short leash for their daily walk through the thick birch forest. A fussy man of modest height and weight who is prone to emotional outbursts. Hitler wears a dark brown hair parted on the right and keeps his mustache carefully combed and trimmed. When Hitler was a young soldier, he preferred a long mustache that would curl at the end. But in World War I, that style interfered with the seal on the gas mask and he was required to wear. He cut off the end, leaving only the center patch, called a toothbrush mustache. Hitler spends more time at the Wolf's Lair, his extensive headquarters in the far eastern outpost of Germany called East Prussia, than in Berlin. Some 800 days in the last few years, the Führer is fond of saying that his military planners chose the most marshy, mosquito-ridden, and climatically unpleasant place possible for his hidden headquarters when they scouted its location in 1940. A fact that it is quite real on humid summer days. The air is so heavy and thick, with clouds of mosquitoes, that Hitler prefers to remain in the cool confines of his bunker all day long. But autumn is different. The forests of East Prussia have a charm all their own this time of year, and Hitler needs no convincing to venture outside for his daily walk. These long morning strolls are a vital part of the Führer's day, offering him a chance to compose his thoughts before long afternoons of war, stagnating in policy meetings. Sometimes he amuses himself by teaching Blondie tricks, such as climbing a ladder or balancing on a narrow pole. The journey through the dictator's 600-acre wooded hideaway takes Hitler and Blondie past concrete bunkers, personal residences, soldiers' barracks, a power plant, and even the demolished conference room where just 3 months ago Hitler was almost killed by an assassin's bomb. But despite all these visible reminders that the Wolf's Lair is a military headquarters, and despite the fact that his country is on the verge of losing the greatest war the world has ever known, the 55-year-old Nazi dictator who likes the nickname Wolf strolls with an outward air of consummate and utterly lost in thought. But Hitler is not tranquil. His right eardrum was ruptured by the blast of the assassin's bomb, and has only recently stopped bleeding. The same blast hurled him to the country floor, bruising his buttocks, as blue as the baboons behind, and filling his legs with wooden splinters as they ripped his black uniform pants to shreds. However, the failed assassination plot engineered by members of the German military did not cause all of Hitler's health issues. His hands and left leg have long trembled from anxiety. He is prone to dizziness, high blood pressure, and stomach cramps. The skin beneath his uniform is the whitest of. It is white because he does not spend time in the sun. His energy is often so low that Fyodor Morel, his longtime personal doctor, makes it a practice to inject Hitler each day with a stimulant and a F-main. The doctor also places drops of containing cocaine in each of the Fuhrer's dark blue eyes in order to give the dictator a daily rush of euphoria. Adolf Hitler does not seem to have been a sickly child, although the reality and myths of that childhood are vastly different. While he told people that he had struggled up from poverty, in fact he was born into a middle-class household and never expected that he would have to work for a living, but would live on his family's savings. While he had dreams of being a famous architectural artist, he had not done well enough to get in school to get into the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna. This man, who would later command thousands of horrible charisma, was shy and usually silent as a child. Its reality and the myths of the current situation reflect this lifelong autonomy. Despite recent German setbacks on the battlefield, the wolf still has hope that his plan for global domination will be realized. His greatest goal is the eradication of the Jewish people with whom he is obsessed. This war can end two ways, he said in January 1942, addressing a mass rally at the Berlin Sportplatz. Either the extermination of the Irish, in term used by the Nazis to mean non-Jewish Caucasians with Nordic features, people, or the disappearance of Jewry from Europe. Hitler fancies himself as a military strategist despite no formal training in field tactics. He takes full credit for the great U.S. General George S. Patton's recent defeat at Fort Driant in occupied France, in a long, close-range battle that caused Patton to retreat south to the town of Nancy to regroup his vast Third Army. Hitler is cheered by the news that Nazi scientists are very close to developing a bomb with nuclear capacity and weapon that would allow him to wipe his enemies off the face of the earth. In addition, he is quite sure that the audacious surprise attack he will unveil at his top commanders in a few short hours will push the Allied armies back across France and will allow Germany to regain control of Europe. And most of all, Adolf Hitler is finally rid of those top generals who have despised him. SS have squads hunted down each of the men who took part of the July 20 assassination plot. Some were shot immediately, which infuriated Hitler because such a death was far too quick. So, on his orders, the others were hanged. A cameraman filmed the events for Hitler's enjoyment. Among those accused of treason was Hitler's favorite general, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel. Just 7 days ago, his house was surrounded by SS soldiers. Although he did not take an active part, Rommel knew of the plot to assassinate Hitler, but did not warn him. This made him as guilty as the man who concealed a bomb in a briefcase and carried it into Hitler's conference room. Rommel kept silence because he had grave doubts about Hitler's ability to learn the war effort and favored suing for peace with the Allies rather than continuing a conflict that was destroying all of Germany. Because of his extraordinary service to the Third Reich, Rommel was given the extraordinary treatment. He was offered the option of swallowing a cyanide pill rather than going through a public trial. The SS troopers drove Rommel away from his home, stopped in a quiet forest, surrounded the car, handed him the pill. 15 minutes later, the general, whom the Allied leader, Supreme Allied Commander Dwight D. Eisenhower, British Field Marshal Beauregard Montgomery, U.S. General George Patton, and General Omar Bradley, respected for his intelligence and military tradecraft, and considered their true opponent is dead. The wolf could have waited till after his new offensive plan was completed to pass judgment on his favorite field marshal. From a tactical perspective, it would have been the smart thing to do. But Adolf Hitler needed his revenge. Not to winning the war mattered more. Hitler and Blondie finished their walk and re-entered a massive concrete fortress that serves as a home away from Berlin. It is almost time for lunch, and the unveiling of his brilliant new campaign, or, as will be soon become known around the world, the Battle of the Bulge. I hope you all enjoyed the chapter. I know I said I would try to read a couple, but the chapters are quite long in this. I tried my best, but I hope you all have enjoyed that, and I will see you tomorrow for the second chapter. Goodbye.